now we can go to the US with Carol, Dr. Weiss.
Great. You have my slides. Um, our uh, our crowning achievement, I think, this year was that this year in the annual American Academy of Addiction Psychiatry meeting, we have 4 symposia per meeting, and we were able to designate a slot that was designated specifically for ISAM. We also have a slot designated specifically for the NIDA-controlled trial networks. But so that was great. So the proposal that was submitted, of course, was reviewed on its own merit, but we did have a commitment to having an international symposium among our 4 symposia. So that's great. And our Mark Potenza is the lead of that. It's going to be on gambling. Next slide. We have formed 2 new special interest groups in the 2 main American societies. American Society of Addiction Medicine and American Academy of Addiction Psychiatry. So ASAM, this has not been fully approved yet. I see no reason why it shouldn't be. It will meet in Dallas in April. The chair, Greg Bunt, will be the co-chair, and we have 16 members, and those members hopefully could become experts potentially, or other representatives, whatever name we give to them for ISAM. So we're excited about that. Next slide. AAAP also, ISAM has always had a meeting at the annual AAAP, but now we have officially formed a special interest group that's winding its way through the Executive Council for approval. There is an international district of AAAP, and they have had some presentations, lectures, etc., over the years, and we will now collaborate with them. Looking to the future, I think one of the things we could do that we haven't done before in the US is have an ISAM webinar on international topics. The provider's clinical support system already has an infrastructure to have 1-hour webinars, and we can very easily utilize that platform as well. A larger, more ambitious program would be to have a 1-day conference in the US with international presenters. We would have to sort out funding for that. That's an obstacle. And Ahmed has prepared 2 wonderful proposals for the Dallas ASAM conference. And we can continue to submit those. One is on buprenorphine global perspective, and the other is on addiction medicine and incarceration settings. And if those are accepted by the ASAM Scientific and Review Committee, that would be fantastic. And then we would have, an ISAM representation among those presentations at ASAM.
Thank you very much, Carol. And just kind of mentioning that this is the way that we try to have a better global representation in different regions. For example, here in the US, we try to bring people from, as you can see, from multiple different countries, from Australia, Scotland, India, France, specifically on buprenorphine, because there are many experiences regarding buprenorphine prescription around the world that and there are some lack of experiences around those topics here in the US. So we have been thinking that is going to be an interesting kind of experience in terms of bringing those people in the US and having a symposium together, and also about the treatment in the incarceration settings. Even Carl Eric Fisher, who is whose affiliation is here from Colombia, he's basically from Portugal, who is from Lisbon, and he's going to share the experiences that they have in Portugal system that they have for incarceration, treatment of addiction during incarceration, also alternative to incarceration programs that they have in Portugal. So there are many international experiences that people can use in the regional level. So here in the US region, we use those experiences. So we are hopeful that is going to be the case in other regions. So when you want to kind of run, for example, an Asian conference of something, then we can have people, like experts from other countries around the world to help that process. That is the way that we are hopeful that ISAM regional council is going to work and collaborate together. So that is the process.